This year, we know come to play. See me, I'm feel that. It's B2, baby.
Donation.
Who wants to party? I want to party. Show me the party. Party, make we party. Who wants to party? I want to party. Show me the party. Party, make we party. Call your boyfriend, tell him today, not today, not today. Call your girlfriend, tell him today, not today, not today. Call your mommy, tell him today, not today, not today.
DJ Aberga. How many times did I call you? You are killing it on the set. Thank you so much. And it is time to talk to my second guest. Okay, let's do the video. I teased you. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
According to the World Health Organization, mental health is a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. Mental health illness, on the other hand, is said to be a wide range of conditions that affect mood, thinking, and behavior. It is estimated that of the 24.3 million people living in Ghana, 2.4 million suffer from mental illness. Some of these mental illnesses are schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, just to mention a few. Chief among depression is suicidal depression. Much as it is not a clinical diagnosis, it is referred to by most health professionals as depression with suicidal thoughts. According to the medical news today, some of the symptoms include feeling or appearing to feel trapped or hopeless, feeling intolerable emotional pain, being preoccupied with violence, dying or death, having mood shifts either happy or sad, talking about revenge, guilt or shame. Suicide rates in Ghana has been steadily increasing from 4% in the year 2000 to 5.4% in the year 2016. It has become a worrying situation as recent events of child suicide has bedeviled our society. Some individuals and organizations have responded to the clarion call to stem this tide. Wenglo Family International is one of these organizations that is focused on the prevention of suicide. Wenglo has been organizing suicide awareness and prevention forums in educational institutions to sensitize and build the mental health of the students in its quest to reduce the incidence and prevalence of suicide among the youth. WFI, as it's fondly called, has also been helping the marginalized in society by providing basic needs to Kayaye and rural children. Gloria Boatemaa Andoh is the founder of Weinglo Family International. She has also undergone training in suicide prevention with Hope Squad, USA, Utah. She is with the Cocoa Marketing Company as Senior Health and Safety Officer. Gloria Boatemaa Andoh earned her Business Administration degree from the University of Professional Studies, Ghana, and currently pursuing a master's degree in Business Administration at the Accra Business School. Welcome, Gloria.
Again, Madam Gloria Boatemaa Andoh. Oh, I'm honored to have you here.
I'm privileged to be here too.
You look amazing though.
Oh, you too. You're
I should meet you after the show for your dress.
Thank you.
So about mental health, I mean, from the video, I know that you had your business administration degree from UPSC and even your master's all in the business field. So why mental health?
Okay, so I'll start with the story of myself when I was growing up. I lost my dad along the way.
Sorry.
And I was very close to my dad. So it really affected me to the edge of even going to commit suicide. I mean, I tried committing suicide because I was very close to him, and it really affected me. So basically, it's something I've gone through, and growing up, I met a lot of young people who actually battle a lot of things, and there's no outlet to actually talk about it. Everybody's like, I'm keeping it to myself, and so I'm like, no, this is something I went through, and I've come out of it, so I should be able to impact my world with what I went through to bring them out of it. So most importantly, to build their mental fortitude. And mental health is everything, is our life. That's what we live. What you think is what actually happens. So we need to build that. It's the main thing why I get into it. It's a passion. And I've been there before, so I know how it feels like.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Oh,
and I'm happy you turned that bitter experience into something that is touching lives.
Yeah.
I guess that is why we have Weinglo Family International. Sure. Now, looking at mental health, World Health Organization says or shows that suicide is the 4th leading cause in death rates amongst children within like 15 to 19-year-olds. And what are some of the factors you can affiliate this to? Because even in Ghana, it's evident that suicide rate is also increasing by the year. So what are some of the things that are attributing to this?
At that stage, there's a lot of things that's happening. Adolescents, you're having, especially let's use women, having your menstrual period. It's a whole newborn thing. Yeah. And then the fact that everything is now new, like you're supposed to adjust. And even at school, a lot of courses you need to actually manage yourself and then learn. There's a lot of stress for a growing adult. So basically, exams failure is number one. Sometimes, I've been in school before. And you know how it feels like when you fail an exam, so like you've been studying and then you get there and then it's not like it turned up to be like a D, a E, and then everybody's like, oh, you feel very bad about it. And the fact that parents these days don't really make time for kids, so we don't get to interact with the kids more. Bullying at school is very important. People make funny comments, and it's not everybody that would take it lightly. Yeah. You make some funny comments on somebody's, like, a height, or maybe you don't those names. Shorty. Some people, it really gets to them. Yes. You might think you're joking, but in a way, you make someone very uncomfortable in coming to school. Because coming to school, I don't know what you be, talking about. Yeah. You're in a group and you're laughing at somebody who's this person. It's really affects their mental fortitude. So it's some of the things that's as the growing adolescent they go through that causes those things. And they prefer to talk to your friends on the quiet. Some prefer to be quiet about it. So you get closer.
Yeah, before we look at the individual experience of probably an adolescent and try to understand how it comes about, we know that at that stage, the main people who have influence, like the major figures they have in their lives, is their parents. Yeah. So is there something we are doing to let parents aware of the fact that children or people in that stage, adolescents, go through so many changes, and so they should actually give them extra attention and care? Are we doing something like that from Weinglo?
Yeah, so basically when we are talking about suicide, if you had followed us, we've done a lot of live chats with resource person. We talk about parenting, we talk about, how to handle your kids. We've said a lot about that. But most importantly, when we are on shows with the kids, like on tour, we talk about it. And when you get the chance to meet parents, we talk to parents about it, that you need to get close to your kids. Yes, we are going in and out, trying to make some money for them and all that. But you need to make time, get to know your child, get to know when your child is not okay. Open up for them to come to you when they have problems, instead of going to friends. Because you are the best person that you can actually talk to your child. Because you've been there, you've gone through it, and you need to let them know that that is it. You don't have to let them go through something you've gone through without teaching them. You need to. So parents have a very big role to play when it comes to that.
Well, so for the young ones, what are some of the activities that you take them through in your activities from Weinglo?
Okay, so it's, like I said, we are building their mental fortitude. So we tell them about how to actually find out if someone is contemplating suicide. Because if you're my friend and I realize that you are bubbling, you are everywhere. You are someone who wants to work with me, talk with me, have all the fun. And let's say at a point you decide to be, oh, I'm not going. Oh, it's fine. Oh, go ahead. I'm not hungry. You go ahead and all that. You should realize that there's something wrong. So you should be able to pick that, no, there's something wrong. You speak to the person, you have a problem, what is it? If you realize still the person is not coming up to you, you should actually tell somebody else, like a teacher, a counselor, to get closer to the person. But being a friend, normally they actually talk to you. They tell you that this is what is going on. And as a friend, when somebody confides in you, you don't need to give the person away, but rather help the person by speaking to authorities that would actually help them, if that is what they're actually going. So knowing your moods and knowing your friends, the change of moods should actually tell you that, no, the person is not okay. Yeah.
So now that we've looked at parents and you just mentioned teachers, are we going to, or is Weinglo going to work on an advocacy for parents and teachers to go through some sort of mental health training like you did, so they have a more experienced or a more in-depth understanding in how to handle some of these emotions? Because, you know, adolescents are very funny. Yeah. We can just, when I was an adolescent, I can find myself laughing with a group when I don't even know what's happening because we are all laughing. Yeah, then after I'm like, what happened? You know? So we go with the flow because of the many changes, like you said. So then our teachers, apart from our parents, are the ones that are with us most of the time. So then, is there something of the sort in our educational system?
Yeah, so when we went to Accra Wesley Girls, they have counselors there that they actually look out for their children. So if you have a problem as a child, you need to come see your counselor, and they were ready to actually go more by meeting them halfway to actually find out if they should find changes in them, especially your classwork, exams. Let's say you are a 90 student and then we realize for like 3 semesters you're dropping to 50, 60. It's a question mark. You need to actually call the student and ask what's going on. It can be a family problem, or maybe there's something wrong with her. I mean, she's just decided to go off because she's not happy about something. And it's either at school, it's either at home, or among friends. That's when you get to know that. So it has to be encouraged in all the schools. So we're actually doing a regional tour where we'll be going to every school. Nice. If everything should go well, every school to talk to them and then get the teachers and the headmistress involved, because these are our future leaders and we need to be there for them and look out for them. So basically that's what we'll be doing, and we hope it will impact them too.
We hope so. Now, mental health is something that is not really taken serious in this country. You know, when something bothers you, pray about it. Oh, fine. Oh, it's okay. Tomorrow is another day. Or you try to express yourself. We have a system or a culture where keeping things to yourself or just forcefully making yourself think you're letting things go without addressing it is beginning to look like the ideal way or the accepted way. So how do we get people to come out more? For instance, with the counseling sessions you mentioned, we all have this understanding, especially from our grandparents. I think now it's even getting better, where we have the feeling or thought that you putting your issues out there for somebody else to listen means there's something extremely wrong with you. And people don't want to come across as that. So how do you give counseling sessions to young people like this who could easily be swayed in this direction and make them feel or make it more welcoming and attractive to them? All right,
so like I said, my life is an example. So it's just okay for you to know that the fact that I'm looking like this meant that I've been through a process and I'm here today. So whatever you're going through is a process. So that's why you need them one-on-one to speak to them. Sometimes some of them just need you to speak to them. And you talk about, when I was there and I'm like, I tried committing suicide. You're like, they all shouted, like, I mean, you get me? And there are people out there who have done it. And these children look up to these, like, we the adults, and we don't want to come out to talk about it. We need to talk about it and break that barrier for everyone to know that whatever process they are going through, we have gone through before and we are here. So with that, it will help them open up. Because I've shared my story, and I don't think that everybody would want to share their story. But as I've shared my story, and you're like, hey, I didn't know that she even thought of suicide and all that. Yes, I did. And I'm here today. So if you have, it means that you should also not do it and push it, stay focused, and you will be here or be where you want to be. It's just a matter of time. It's just like you're driving. Yeah. Sometimes you bump into potholes, the big, huge ones. You don't leave your steering. You still hold on to it because you know you're going to a destination. You won't just turn and say, no, I'm going back to work. Let's say I'm at work and I'm going home to Ofanko. And then I get to a pothole and I'm like, oh, no, it's too big. I go back to work to sit there. No. I get to my house no matter the road. So that's how life is. Sometimes it can be smooth. It can be so bumpy. But let's get through it and we'll be fine. It's just lessons that we have to learn so that we can give to environment and give it to the world. And then we would have a better place to be.
Well said. Now, for the counseling sessions, how do we make it more attractive? I say this because, when you go to a school, right from primary to university, the counselors we've had in schools, you have a whole school of about, let's say, 1,000 students, and there's one counselor in a corner office who is probably an elderly woman with her skirts up here and her glasses down here. When you see her, all you think of is, hey, hide, Are we working on making this more approachable? Because we are encouraging them to come, but it's not looking encouraging to them. If you're looking at the whole setting from the eye of an adolescent, it's a bit intimidating. Are we working on getting younger people to talk to us? Or do you have teams or young people that go in?
So in Wenglo, we have teams. We have psychologists, we have counselors, we have pastors, we have young people that we work with, and we have a text line where you can text. Now everybody's on social media these days. You can text, send us a message, and we'll call you.
Wow.
Yeah, and even when we get to the school, we share this database where they put in, if you can't come out to ask questions, questionnaires goes around, and then we put it in there for you to take whether you've thought about it, what made you think about it, and then at the end of the day, we try and put it together and know that, no, this is what we have to actually look at. So it's been very flexible for everybody to, if you are confident enough to walk in. When we went to the school, some ladies came out to say that, yes, they have done it before, they've thought about it before. Some decided to take my number, and they called me. So that we've made it so flexible. That's how come we want to get to everywhere, especially for the youth. They shouldn't feel left out or feel they're alone. They should just call us, walk to us, talk to us, text us, and we'll get to them because we need them alive. They are future leaders. Who knows? Future presidents and then ministers and then pastors and lawyers, and you want to let them just die like that? No way. So we are here for them.
That is a good cause. Now, holding on to that thought, I have a surprise performance for you. Oh. So, well, I have a surprise act for tonight as always, and we are going to entertain Madam Gloria here and ourselves as a lit Friday night on The Real Show, right here live on Metro TV. Stay tuned, I present to you Efe the Poet.
So this poem was supposed to be for her, but I think she'll understand me doing this for us. She is great like that. Spent her life devoted to saving people like you and me from reaching our maker before our time is right. She is like a guardian angel, but instead of wings and a halo, she comes in flesh and blood. Face so beautiful, it just needed a touch of glam. See, she's great like that. So now back to us, back to you and me. It's true that life does suck, and going through its hurdles feel like going through hell. But did you know, collapse over you. Still imagine yourself a beauty, but not fully shining through till you are beating into shape. I tell you, relationships will need you to last. But trust me, going through life struggles and hurdles, you come out with a value higher than gold or diamond. See, it's God and the devil fighting over you. It's angels looking down and admiring their maker's creation. It's demons looking up and being filled with jealousy. It's true that life ain't easy, but it gets okay. Trust me, it does get better. So there's no need to hurt yourself before you can tell your problems in your face. So before you down that bottle of bleach, pick up your mouthwash. Rinse out all the bitterness this world has left in your taste buds before you pick up that knife. Pick up a pen. Pour your feelings through ink and not by blood before you hang yourself. Still pick up that rope and tie up all of your insecurities and hang them, because you are perfect. You are purposed for greatness, or just to help someone achieve that greatness.
Handkerchief gets dirty and wet after wiping your sweat or blowing your nose with it. Keeping a dirty handkerchief in your pocket or bag is very unhygienic. Reusing it increases your chances of getting sick from germs. That is why I always use Flora disposable handkerchiefs. Flora disposable handkerchiefs is disposable, thus making it a more hygienic option. It's thick and very absorbent. With 10 tissues in a pack, Flora disposable handkerchief is better than a cloth handkerchief. The Flora toilet roll, Flora multi-purpose paper towels, Flora table napkins, and Flora box tissues in a shop near you. For bill purchases, call Delta Paper Mail on 0243 033 033.
Yenim sa whoop football pa. And nothing a high sense as sponsor Euro 2020. Edia Maono. The Sasuntin Ayatati TV so say who? Edia Maono. A high sense Euro 2020 TV super promo. Kwajo brand new Hisense TV and never that for pictures near clear na color near deep sound quality this so dear one it here Hisense TV so dear extra power about down one access you are akona utu sa abefo 18th June akofim 11th July a Hisense Hero 2020 TV super promo e ma refisa Hisense kwa na ma 5 years warranty a Hisense Hero 2020 TV super promo e Hisense showrooms I want Ghana for Nanyina. What you would ya Nansenya? Hisense, everyday prices for everyday people. Hisense, official sponsor at the Euro 2020.
Well, I must say that was a very mesmerizing performance by Efe the poet. I mean, I could see the emotions from your face. I felt like I was feeling it too. And the fact that even DJ Abrega hit it on with your favorite song, I hope you're feeling good because I have more questions for you. Well, so with your training, you had a mental health training or a training to handle suicide?
Okay, so it's a training on suicide prevention.
Okay.
So in Hope Squad, Utah.
Okay. Yeah.
So basically that's what they are into.
Yeah.
Suicide prevention.
All right. So going through that, do you think, comparing our system here and the American system, do you think we've done enough with mental health awareness? Or at least do you think...
We are trying, but it's not enough. Yeah, we are trying because they have Hope Squad, which I want to actually bring into the schools in Ghana. They have clubs that's Hope Squad. So those students look out for people who feel very lonely sometimes. They share food with them. Sometimes people come to school with no pens, no book, and then they are just on their own. But these Hope Squad students actually reach out. I have 2 pens. I share with my sister, and there's a sense of belongingness. I mean, when I'm coming to school, I know that no matter what, somebody will actually help me. And I have snack, and then my friend comes in with nothing. Why not? You need to share. When we went there, I mean, you could see, we went to the schools, you could see students actually doing that. And then the kids are happy. And we don't have such clubs in Ghana. We have other clubs, but I believe that having Hope Squad in our schools will actually help them.
Okay, so Hope Squad, as in a squad of hope. Hope Squad.
Yeah.
When you say it really fast, it's a little confusing, but when you think about it, it's Hope Squad.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Yeah. But you know, we were talking about getting to make counseling more interesting or approachable to the adolescents. Have we thought of, or as Wenglo, have we thought of pushing or personally starting an app where people can just text? Because I see ads on Instagram, but it's basically like for grown-ups. Are there more interesting ways?
That we generated.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Summer last year with Haptel. So you could text and then we call you. We text and we call you. So what we need is the media hyping it, because it's very important that we need to, I mean, we are talking about mental health not being heard, and I mean, people, we don't make it flexible for students to actually know that this is going on. But this is a case where on TV, all we see is news, music awards and other things. But this mental health is important, it's our life. I mean, spirit, mind, soul, everything is mental health. And then we need the students, they watch TV a lot, they're on social media. So when the media push the agenda, this is when they get to know. Yeah. So in my small corner trying to push the agenda, without you bringing me on here, nobody knows about Wenglo, even those who follow. When they see stuff like that, they just push on to the entertainment side, forgetting that this is very important. It's very important, and we go through it. At a point, you feel very lonely. Yeah. At a point, you feel like, I'm tired. I've been doing this thing for a very long time, just one thing, and I'm tired. But you see an advert pop here, call us for hope, we reach star that, and then you're like, okay, let me text and see. You text and then you get a response. You'll be very happy. Yeah. Sometimes you just need a call, Charlie, go be, and then that's it. Because most of the youth that we talk to, after talking to them, you realize that there's no point of committing suicide. Because it doesn't end it. It doesn't end it. You just want to end that pain. It still doesn't end it. But when you face the pain, then you have power over the pain. You can stand and sit here like I am today, talking about the fact that you don't need to commit suicide. Because there's a lot of things ahead of you. Yes. God knows why you went through that. God knows why all these things are happening to you. So if I didn't actually hold on, go through it, I wouldn't be sitting here. And that's all we need. So we need the media to really push it so that students and the youth especially, we need to. Because when I hear suicide, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not doing enough. But I think I'm pushing, but we all need help or support. We should make it an agenda for everyone that you can actually share, text. Suicide is not an option. That's what we are actually pushing for. Suicide is not an option on Facebook, on everywhere. Suicide is not an option. Sometimes I rock my t-shirt, suicide is not an option. And then someone goes, oh, yeah, suicide is not an option. Something small, checking up on your sister, giving hope. We need it. We need it.
Can you tell us about the app?
Okay.
You have the platform now. So tell us about the app.
All right, so *700# to reach. If you're using MTN, Vodafone, you can type that. Okay. And you can send text message to 020-51-77964.
And they can talk about anything at all?
Text me. Tell me what you're going through. Call me. It is something I'm passionate about. At 2, at 1, at 11, I've driven to spin test to actually go and talk to somebody who was very close to commit suicide. It is a passion. I can't stand it when I hear somebody saying that I want to commit suicide and then I'm sleeping. You see me running. I want to actually come for you because I know that that will not end the problem that you're going through. So let's all be each other's keeper.
What about some of your social media pages as well?
Yeah, so on Facebook is Wenglo Family International.
Okay.
On Twitter is Wenglo Family International. On Instagram is Wenglo Family International. And our website is www.wenglo.org.
Okay.
So get there, text us, follow us, volunteer to be part of our programs. I mean, we are going to schools. Come and share stories. We've all gone through, a lonely moment. It's not only about committing it. You've gone through bullying, you've gone through a lonely moment. There's been times that your parents have separated, that it's affected you, financial issues. There's an illness that you're battling. There are things that actually wants you to just relax and just be in your corner. That's not what you need.
Or broken hearts.
Because
that's the time they start having petty relationships and all that.
Can you imagine? And when you say broken heart, then they'll be shouting, yes, madam, yes. It's true. Imagine. Broken hearts, we've all gone through. And so when you speak to them, it becomes real. Like, it's part of life. So let me go through it. I'll be fine.
But so far, looking at the journey, with the targets of reducing suicide rates in adolescents, apart from the fact that you've mentioned one of the challenges, having the media support to send the word out, what are some of the other challenges that you've had?
Financial challenge in terms of like support, sponsorship, and then people call you and all they need is money. School fees, something to live on. 50 Ghana, you send a momo and the person is, God bless you, thank you, and all that. So,
but do you have a way of checking who actually needs help? Because you know how the system is. Some people would decide to become lazy.
We invite them to the office. So we take you through the counseling before we extend help. Because some people will take that for granted because they know that, oh, this lady, when you call her, she'll send you money. And then there's been times like that you send the money and you don't hear from them again. Yes. You want school fees, you send school fees, bring receipts, and you don't, So we now invite them for counselors to talk to them, for psychologists to talk to them, take them through the process, and then we find a way to help you. Sometimes we even bring them on board to our programs that we do, so that the more you go with us, the more you relate to other students, you realize that it's actually normal for the things you're going through. Even people are going through worse things, but you have a place to sleep. You actually have parents who give you money to go to school, and you want to give up. Somebody's there and they get to the Saturday, you don't even know where to sleep. Psycho, not
easy.
That person even have hope. And then you want to give up. So it's just a mind. We need to talk to them. We need to psych them. It's a process. The more you talk to them, you speak to them, push the agenda, it gets into their head, and then they're like, I'm not going to kill myself.
Yeah, I like how you said it. I'm not going to kill myself. No killing anymore. Say no to suicide. Now, how has family support been?
Oh, family support has been massive. Yes, my husband has been very, very supportive. My children, they understand what I do. My family, some friends that have actually devoted time and with their money. And then my HR people and CMC where I work, anytime you're doing a project, they just put something together for you to actually go and support other people. Family have been very, very supportive because that's what it's like. I mean, it's their mother, and they know that I've been through it.
Exactly.
And then you ask them, I mean, you see my little boy asking you, Mommy, why every day suicide, you know? And then you have to explain it to them, and bullying. So you start building them. So as you saw in the pictures, I have A to Z ethics class that we are building the children, not only on ethics, but we are building them with confidence so that they can speak, so that they will know the realities. Because catch them young. When you start hitting them from now, they know bullying is not good. They know that when somebody bullies, you need to tell the person to stop or you report the person. You see kids going to school and they're being bullied. They come to the house and then they can't talk.
Some don't even want to go back to school anymore.
You see, and then you see a child saying, Mommy, today I don't want to go to school. Fine now, there's a problem. Either a teacher is maybe too much attention. And you know, in our system, it's only for we go out for the grade A students. If you are sharp and able to get the A and the 90s, you are the best. But the other students who are very good, they are not A students, but they are very good at something else. Are you looking at that one too? Because I wasn't an A student. But at least I realized that this is what I'm good at. So you hit that side. But this is where you find yourself in school, where the first and second, they group them A and then
everybody else.
Do you know how it actually feels when you're coming to school and like, hey, your name is on the board, or you are the last and all that. It's good we all push for excellence, but we are different human beings. We are different human beings. Our passions are different. So even in the house, you need to find out what your child is very good at. You don't compare your children. When you start doing that, that's when envy starts from scratch. So maybe my son is very good at this, my daughter is good at this. You push them you gear them towards what they are good at. And then the other ones, you try push it in, but you don't push it down your throat and make one feel that you're there, and this one is good. No, you need to let everyone appreciate what he or she is good at. Like what our lady just did. Very good at it. I can't go and stand there and start doing that. But call me any day, anytime when I'm asleep. I'll MC, I'll talk, I'll speak to the public, and I'm good to go. Maybe somebody is not good at that. Yeah. Somebody's behind. My little sister is always behind, putting things together for me to do. Sometimes, and my husband also friends write things behind for me to actually look at it and then do it. And I sit, because I'm very good at speaking, I sit here and I speak. It means that we all have people who want to be behind the scene and not at the front. I mean, for everybody to know that, yeah, that's it. No. So we need to value and accept everybody just the way he or she is. And then when we accept that, you give them confidence to do what they're doing best. Instead of saying that because you can't sit and speak means that you're not good. No, you know, there are people who can actually write English grammar, but will never speak good English, like when they are talking. There are people who can actually flow, but when it comes to writing, so check the balance. Even our fingernails is not the same. One is tall, one is short. Let's just be realistic and treat each other that way. You don't need to pretend, because lives are just going like that. And then you want to pretend for what reason? That is me. This is what I'm good at. Do it. That's why I always tell the ladies that this envy, jealousy, and all these things is because we don't have a focus. If I'm going to Medina, you're going to Spintex. Would I follow you to Spintex to go and sleep there? No, exactly. Because you're going to Spintex, I'm going to Medina. That's where I'm going. So that's where I'm supposed to go. I'm not supposed to follow you to Spintex. So when you're going to Spintex and things are getting better for you, I should be happy for you. Because on my Medina street, I'm going to meet mine there. Why should I be envy? Why should I be jealous about what you're going? I mean, what's happening around you? When we learn to accept each other and celebrate each other, there's no need for competition. There's no need for thinking that God has left you. And then my pastor always says that if somebody gives a prophecy and a testimony, and then it's about, oh, God did for me, God did this, and you should be happy because yours is also about to happen. And the fact that you celebrate the person, it will come to you. But if you don't celebrate the person, then there's no point it's coming to you, because you are not celebrating the person. So let's just be real. Let's be there for each other, open hearts, and take care of each other. Check on others. Be there. That's what life is about. When you have, share. When you think people are taking advantage of you, don't worry. Just do what you have to do, because you're doing it for yourself and for God.
But on that note, would you say our robust educational system, the fact that it's focused on just excelling on paper, which is the fact for our educational system, would you say that is something that can attribute to people feeling less of themselves, even to the point of suicide?
Well, yeah, it is, because trust me, our education system, we all geared at making our students very, excellent, performance, outstanding. That's one is that even at work, those who are able to do the good job, the bosses always go for them. Yeah. You understand? But so in our education system, we should try and blend it. Blend it when you realize that this child is very good at this and not too good at this. You can keep teaching. The person can try and get a C. It doesn't matter. But the ones that a person is good at, getting an A and B and all that, you should also celebrate that person for that. Yeah. Not because you want them to get A in maths. So all the C, D people, you're not part of it. No, you've done well, but try. Be good at it. Some are good at English, some are good at maths. So I think it should be flexible so that we can actually celebrate either the A student, the B student, the C student, find level for all of them. Yeah. And then they become confident in that area. So that when they come out, no matter what they've gone through in school, if you're an A student, I'm a B student, I'm a C student, I'm good at something you're not good at.
No. You know what they say, or we know that suicide is illegal in Ghana. Yeah. As in, you decided to take your own life, it's a criminal offense.
Yeah, so
if somebody tries to commit suicide, it means the person is already in a very unstable situation. Yeah. So if the person is supposed to fail at taking their own lives, only to come and meet punishment, don't you think there should be some reforms in that?
Yeah, there's, I think the Department of Psychology and the Mental Health has written letters to Parliament for them to actually look at it again. And I think it's in a process. It has to be looked at, because if somebody wants to commit suicide, it's not about it, the fact that the person wants to die. So you should they just want you to be there for them, like talk to them.
Or you think the point of putting that as a criminal offense
so
is
I think
to
maybe
deter
us from it. I think so, but I don't think that it's actually right, because it's emotions, you know. So maybe that's what I'm saying. They've sent letters to the Parliament and they are working on it. I believe and hope that they would decriminalize it, and then we can be there for them.
I hope so too. I have one last question, but before that, since we all loved the performance so much, and on the Real Show we want to keep everything real, we are going to push more of what is motivating all of us, because we are in the spirit of uplifting spirits, right? Yeah. So we have a performance here for you.
I have so much to ask you. Like, how do you do it? How do you stand up to achieve your hopes and your dreams against the patriarchy and society and all of the men, dear strong woman? Did your family stand by you? Or did they tell you that you are too pretty for a job like this because you are a beauty in a job like this, dear strong woman? See, how many storms did you weather? Or was it more like passing through fire? Is that why you glow like a gold bar, even though your value will be worth so much more? Dear strong woman, I want to say thank you for being one of the first, for setting the pace for other women to find strength in places not discovered yet. See, you do not just operate a machine that lifts, you are a person that lifts hopes and dreams, spirits and ambitions, dear strong woman. Thank you for just being you, and for proving that strong doesn't come only in man. The women are on the shelf too. Dear strong woman, permit me to say one last thing, because girl, you are beautiful, not just on the inside. See, you are a sight to behold. You're the kind of beauty that makes us question if God is really a man, because he took so much time to create you.
me thinking, is God a woman? Thank you so much. That was amazing. And looking at our religious bodies, the mosques, the churches, do you have some sort of agreements, or have you liaised with them to have some periodic programs as well?
Okay, so yeah, I've done that for my church, Holy Hill Assemblies of God. Okay. My pastor gave me the opportunity, and I did it. So we were trying other churches, so we're sending letters there to speak to the youth there as well. So when we are given permission, we'll get towards that.
All right, that is beautiful. Suicide. Have you had experiences where you meet somebody who has someone close to lose their lives? How do you explain to someone, because they're adolescents, how do you explain to them the state of melancholy the person was in, or how much despair they were feeling to have gone through that, and help them still separate that from how they are feeling? So now I'm putting you in a counselor's position. I'm asking this because you have experienced it. Imagine the fact that you lost your dad, okay, and another person who has probably lost a mom or a sister, and that person's having a conversation with you, and you're trying to encourage the person. How do you let the person understand that it's okay to feel what you're feeling, but you can actually come out of it?
Yeah, because I have been through it before. You know, sometimes there's a saying that when somebody's going through pain, yes, it's reality. The person needs to go through it. It's a process. So with the counseling and with the talking, the person gradually will come out of it. So it's a matter of time. But you don't need to push it down that you're like, oh, why are you crying? You know, sometimes people go like, oh, God is there, and all that. Yes, God is there, but the person goes through pain at that moment. It will take time, and God will heal the heart of the person whilst we speak to the person. So you need God, you need a counselor, you need a psychologist to actually work on you. Take a therapy. That's what they do. The psychologists do. They give you a therapy. They speak to you. They meet you at the point where you need help. And then gradually, the more you come for your therapies and then counseling, you realize that it has to happen sometimes.
Yeah.
And then when it happens sometimes, you need to learn from it.
From it, yeah.
Because God knows why it happens.
Exactly.
We can't beat ourselves for things that actually happen to us, because sometimes it happens for a purpose. Because with my dad, I didn't lose my dad, I don't think I'll be here today.
Yeah. So even from that and what we've spoken of, can you give us like a parting message that people can leave with?
All right. So what I can say is that believe in yourself, love yourself is the magic. It works. If you don't love yourself, then that's when you have a problem, when somebody's not loving you. Self-love. Be there for yourself. Take time to know yourself. Connect to your maker, because trust me, BMW has a key. You can't use Honda to actually operate a BMW.
Yeah.
You need to connect to your source, and our source is God. I'm a Christian, so our source is God. So sometimes you need to connect to your source to know where you're going. Without us connecting to our source, you just be moving around, and then you realize that where you're going is not actually where you're supposed to be. So connecting to your source is important. Believing in yourself and loving yourself is very important. If you don't love yourself, you can't give what you don't have. Love yourself. Stay focused. Know where you're going. Do not get carried away. Sometimes it can be bumpy, like I said, but don't give up.
Thank you. So do not give up. It's okay to reach out for help. Wenglo Family International is here for you. You can get them, Wenglo Family International, on all social media platforms. And reach out for help, okay? Self-love and knowing that things happen for a reason. Connect to your maker. You do not have to think of suicide. Spread love and help others overcome this feeling as well. This is The Real Show, and thank you so much for joining. It's been a very, very informative session with you, and I know that we all loved it. My makeup and hair is from MB Studio Fix. A big thank you to my production team, Ife the Poet, the talented poet, DJ Aberga, my director, my producers. I have an amazing team. Thanks for tuning in. If you missed, you can catch up tomorrow at 3 p.m. or Sunday, 2 p.m. as well. Same time next week, 8:30 p.m. My name is Mahalia Bamford. Have a lovely evening.
And bend over. Let your Friday, Japolo, all night, Saturday night, our club. Yali, Martin, say, man, short and Google cap. I did shaping out the Bible, the band, go for say, Dallas, so they snap in the bank. It's gas in our new chapel, walk well, double share, one as soon as club, or bank. It's Dame Sumapa, and yellow Sumia, this is Unia, ladies are was over, Dame Sumapa, and yellow Sumia, but you hope I full of body, Dame Sumapa, and yellow Sumia, let you look in the plastic. Dame Sumapa, and yellow Sumia, Yasumami, are you looking at the because I can do that part. I don't know me Baba physical. So I'm consider pada. I try to have it with any part. Paso no call no was so free to Moanka. Sika send me the job with the free to Moanka. To Moambo. I will on the test all apart. I can was an enjoyment catch. Chabuli was school so bad. Now so my message to Moambo.
Metro TV.